Good evening, America. I am your news anchor, Diego, and welcome to the American News Channel found at 740 kilohertz. Do you live in rural America? Do you want electricity? Boy, does our field reporter Azaro have a story for you reporting about the recently passed Rural Electrification Act.
Breaking news. The government has just created the Rural Electrification Act. The government is giving away small loans to people who live in rural America that help spread electricity around the rural area. This act was all made from FDR's New Deal plan, which will help to reform rural America in 1936. This is the closest reform movement to the Homestead Act of 1862 and will much act like it. The government is trying to boost the Rural Electrification Act around by relating it to other great things that have already came out of the New Deal. Over the past months, we have seen the government fail to have private power companies create an energy infrastructure in sparsely populated areas at a reasonable cost, or either because they were unwilling or unable to fulfill the government's ideas. Last week, there was a report of, quote, only 10% of the people living in the southeastern portion of the United States had electricity in their homes and businesses. The government won't stop this act until rural America has well over 10% of electricity. The Rural Electrification Act will boost businesses and will make businesses more productive and safe. If this drought in electricity continues in rural America, there will be a major drop in food and organic product made by farmers. Lastly, the government claimed the significance for this act is to give a fair chance to the rural Americans.
Thanks, Azaro. The refrigerator is a brand new revolutionary product that everyone needs to have in their home. The refrigerator is a remarkable home appliance that keeps all your food and drink cool and free of spoiling. Sears has been running for almost 40 years now, and their refrigerators are the best in the business. You will never find a fridge like the one Sears has. Make sure you grab your dollars right now. The Sears Cold Spot electric refrigerator is selling for $99.50. Everyone needs a refrigerator, no matter what the cost. If you have a family and want to keep them healthy and nourished while in the city, consider purchasing a refrigerator. When you buy one, you will be using it forever. The Olympics were held in Berlin this year, where Jesse Owens was able to win 4 gold medals for America. Our field reporter Eli is on the scene with Jesse himself.
Jesse, what was your biggest thrill in Germany? Well, Phil, the biggest thrill in Germany was when I won the 100-yard dash and the American flag went up and they were playing the Star-Spangled Banner. That was very copacetic.
Jesse Owens, an American Olympian, is now the holder of 4 gold medals, a world record of 20.7 in the 200-meter dash, and a record in the running board jump. Jesse Owens was born on September 12, 1913, in Alabama. At the recent 1936 Berlin Olympic Games, he has proven to be one of the greatest athletes of all time. He went to college at the University of Ohio, where he showed off his athletic ability at the May 1935 Big Ten Championship, where he broke multiple world records, including the 220-yard dash and the 220-yard hurdles, as well as a running board jump. The performance here is what made it possible for him to participate in the Berlin 1936 Olympic Games. During the Games, as well as being an incredible athlete, disproved Adolf Hitler's concept of a superior Aryan race.
Hello.
Hello. I am hoping to ask you some questions about your recent victories in Berlin.
Okay.
What did Carl Ludwig tell you on your final long jump?
Well, before that jump, I had completely botched my original. That should have counted. Then I foot faltered the second attempt before I did my last jump. Long suggested that I place a towel in front of the takeoff board. Leaping from that point, I qualified for the finals, eventually beating Long, later my close friend, for the gold.
What a fascinating story. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Eli.
The Oreo is a type of cookie usually consisting of 2 chocolate cookies with a sweet cream filling in the middle. Nabisco, which was founded in 1989, is a cookie company that has been running for almost 30 years now. Now, boy, do they know how to make a good cookie. Each Oreo package is 10 cents. You can find them in most markets and stores. The Oreo cookie is a snack everyone should enjoy, not to mention they're a great dessert for the kids. Whether you enjoy the cream filling in the middle or just the chocolate cookie, there is an Oreo for everyone to enjoy. Franklin D. Roosevelt is looking to be re-elected as America's president after his valiant efforts to help America progress during the Depression. Our field reporter David is at the scene where President Roosevelt gave a speech in Washington.
This is David Lewis from Washington. Americans will have to wait to find out who the 34th president will be, as Franklin Delano Roosevelt was re-elected after beating Alf Landon of Kansas in the 1936 presidential election. This election came with a landslide victory of 523 to 8 electoral votes. As he arrived at Union Station, FDR stated, "I have seen Washington grow during this half-century, and I am very proud and happy as an American in this wonderful capital of ours. For it is not only the most beautiful city in all the world, but it is one of the grandest cities to live in all the world." FDR was happy to be back in Washington as he continues to help save America from the ongoing Depression. FDR only lost Maine and Vermont and had an easy victory come that Wednesday morning. Many people believe it was because of his New Deal, which he has outlined to help the American economy and the Americans themselves bounce back from the ongoing Depression. Lots of Americans will continue to listen to his fireside chats, where he lays out and explains the different parts of his New Deal and how he plans to execute them. This election shows the sour taste Americans are still left with after Herbert Hoover and the preceding Republican presidents brought America into the ongoing Depression. Some still wonder if FDR's New Deal will be enough to stop any more events like this. With Democrats still controlling the House and Senate, FDR should be able to pass bills as part of his New Deal quickly. As part of the New Deal, FDR plans to add over 40 agencies and acts to reform and make sure that another depression like the one we are having right now does not happen again. Thank you.
Well, folks, that's all for today here at the American News Channel, which can be found every day at 5:30 p.m. at the frequency of 740 kilohertz.